webinar. All right. So, hello everyone. Welcome to today's webinar on UiPath Communication Mining. So before we get started, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all our attendees, and thank you so much for taking the time to join this session. We appreciate your interest and enthusiasm. And we are really excited to share with you how this innovative feature can transform the way we handle unstructured communications within our automation workflow. So today's agenda is to cover communication mining and document understanding integration and how it can help us create business use case automation. So if you're first time joining this Delhi NCR meetup, feel free to scan this QR code to join the WhatsApp group of Delhi NCR meetup on WhatsApp, and where you can find meaningful insights from the community members. If you have any queries, you can post it there. You can get instant assistance as well. And moving to the next slide. So the objective for today's webinar is to show how AI capabilities of UiPath platform, including communication mining and document understanding, can help unlock business potential. And if you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the Q&A box, and we will address as many questions as we can during the Q&A session at the end of the webinar. All right, moving to the next slide. The speakers for today's session include myself. My name is Umesh Dutt Sharma, and I'm currently working as a capacity of RPA Tech Lead with the Silicon Partners, and Faiz.
Yeah, thank you so much, Umesh. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this session. And my name is Mohammad Faiz Khan. I'm working as a senior technical consultant with the Silicon Partners. And you feel free to reach out to my LinkedIn account. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Faiz. So moving to the next slide, which is the agenda for today's webinar. So starting with the overview of communication mining platform. So we will provide an overview of what communication mining is and why it is important. And we'll also have an overview of how communication mining works along with automation deployment model architecture. We will cover the prerequisites to use communication mining, which includes AI units and dataset. And then we will dive into a specific real-world use case for order to cash process, highlighting how a bot handles sales order approval using communication mining and document understanding. And finally, we will be open for Q&A session where we will provide answers at the end of the webinar. Moving to this next slide. So what is communication mining? So you might have heard this term recently, and there's a buzz about this, and it's a very innovative feature which uses AI, artificial intelligence, and AI models basically. So communication mining is basically a very powerful tool within UiPath that leverages machine learning models, including and the NLP models as well, which is natural language processing models, to analyze and extract meaningful information from unstructured communication data from emails, chats, documents, and many more. So in today's era, businesses generate a vast amount of unstructured communication data through emails or CRM notes or various messaging platforms. So this data holds valuable insights that, if processed effectively, can significantly enhance business processes and decision making. Right. So let's talk about the benefits of communication mining. So there are a lot of benefits of using communication mining, which can include that the data which is getting extracted using communication mining can expand the range of processes that can be automated. Because till now we did not had any such capability where we can extract the unstructured, we can extract the structured data from unstructured sources like emails or chats or CRM notes and anything else like that. But communication mining opens a whole lot of world for us where we can automate such processes. Apart from this, automation of communication analysis also reduces the need of manual data entry. and the review part, right? So which also helps to speed up the business processes. One of the additional benefit can be that it can help us to find the trends and analytics or the pattern in communication, and then thus providing valuable insights for decision making, right? So um, this is the high level overview of what communication mining is all about. And now we'll discuss how it works basically. So here's a high-level overview of how communication mining works and how the data goes on within the platform. So the process starts with collecting unstructured communication data from various sources like emails, chats, CRM applications like Salesforce, Microsoft 365 Dynamics, or Zoho. At step 1 and 2, the raw data is stored, cleaned, and prepared for analysis within communication mining. And this may include steps like tokenization and removing stop words and the text, and normalizing text using deep learning sentence models within UiPath communication mining. Right. And step 3 and 4 is basically where the machine learning models are trained using labeled data to recognize patterns and extract relevant information, including common intents, tone, etc. So this is similar to what we do in the data labeling section within document understanding. So it's somewhat similar, but this is specific to communication mining. At step 5 and 6, so once the models are trained, uh, so they can be analyzed using statistics and applied to a new data to validate the structured information such as entities, sentiments, or key phrases to check whether the trained ML model is working as expected or not. And once the model is validated and deployed, so we can do the direct integration with any RPA tools and BPM tools as well. And there's also an option available for direct API integration and with MI systems as well, including SAP ERP and Oracle EBS and etc. So this is the overview of how communication mining works at a very high level. So you see the middle section, this is where the communication mining happens with the data, and the source is over here, and the destination, if you see right at the end, you can integrate it to any of these tools to complete the automation process. Right. So talking about the data types that can be used in communication mining. So like we just discussed, so communication mining is basically used to extract the structured information from unstructured communications. And unstructured communication can be in any form. It can be either in email or chat. You are using chatbots in your organizations, and it can either have be in the form of tickets as well, or survey responses that we generally have um, on B2B sites and B2C sites, right? And we can also have some case notes as well, like in some of the CRM applications, there is a capability to provide notes as well from the customers. So we can use that as well as an input data source into communication mining. So currently it does not support real-time call data and chat data. It's not supported as of now, but any historical data is still supported, and because it has to be a large enough, because the more data that we have, the more accurate result we will get after the training is done, right? And in today's session, we will be focusing more on the integration of communication mining and document understanding together, because communication mining does not natively process attachments, right? Because it only process the text data that we have in the data sources that we provide. It do not process the attachments. So, but we already have document understanding which can process documents or attachments. Using the combination of communication mining and document understanding, we can process both emails and attachments. So this is where we will be focusing in our today's webinar session. Moving to the next slide, which is model deployment automation architecture. So this is really close to what we are going to cover today. So this is just an example of how the automation architecture looks like when we combine UiPath robots with communication mining and document understanding, right? So starting with communications, so this is where the data sources will be connected with communication mining, and the data will be fed through the bot. So basically, for each messages or each email, the communication mining will predict the message. It will extract the structured information out of it with some confidence score. And based on that, once we have the information extracted from the messages or chats, the dispatcher bot will then feed the data in multiple queues. So what, let's suppose if the bot has extracted some information, including the account ID or approval status or quotation number and all those information from the email, it can feed the data in the queue, right? It can also have some attachment name or attachment file location as well. And if you see at the last, we have human in the loop queue as well. So this is where we will be having some document understanding process, which will extract the information from the document, because communication mining do not have capability to extract the information from email attachment documents and all of that. So we'll be using document understanding for that. And for that, we have human in the loop queue, which will basically trigger a document understanding bot, where if the information available in the document is below threshold value, it will keep the document to action center for manual validation. And once validated, it can be used further in the process to either post it in the next step, maybe create an order in the Salesforce or process it in other applications, including SAP or Oracle EBS. So this is the high level overview of the architecture that we will be going to cover in today's session. And just to give you an example of real world business use case. So in today's session, we are going to cover quote to order process, where basically uh, order generated or quotation generated from Salesforce will be converted into a sales order within Salesforce using communication mining and document understanding. So let's dive into the specific this use case. And in this scenario, basically, it involves automating the creation of sales order from customer approvals. So here are the detailed steps, basically. So starting with quotation creation in Salesforce. So the sales team generate a quotation in Salesforce based on customer requirements. And this quotation can include necessary details such as product descriptions, quantities, prices, and terms of sales. Once finalized, the quotation is sent to the customer via email or recorded into CRM system for customer review. And once the customer reviews the quotation and sends their approval via email or enter manually in the CRM system, the approval may include specific instructions as well, like maybe it can have attachments or any additional requirements from the customers. So as a next step, basically here, the UiPath bot monitors the designated email inbox or CRM notes section for incoming customer approvals. And this is where we can have UiPath integration service as well, where bot can monitor any incoming update on the CRM notes, or it can also monitor incoming mails as well from customer if there is any approval email, right? And it also collects all the relevant unstructured data, including the content of the email and CRM notes, right? Once that is done, once the data is collected, it undergoes pre-processing to prepare it for analysis in communication mining, right? So this involves cleaning the text by removing irrelevant information, like tokenizing the text and normalizing the content to ensure consistency. And this is what we covered in the previous slide as well, where communication mining basically remove any irrelevant information. So this pre-processed data is then analyzed using advanced machine learning models, which we have trained. And then these models can be trained to recognize and extract key information from approval messages, such as customer name, approval status, quotation reference number, any specific instructions or conditions that I mentioned in the email or CRM notes. For any additional attachment that we might have in email or notes, bot will be using document understanding to extract relevant information from quotation PDFs, and it can send it to Action Center for manual validation. So once the data is extracted from the email or the CRM notes, and it also extracts the details from document understanding using document understanding and action center. Once we have all the data, right? So once validated, basically the UiPath bot can use the extracted information to create a corresponding sales order in Salesforce through API integration, which where we can use UiPath integration service again to create sales order in Salesforce. So we can use UiPath. So there is a Salesforce connector available in UiPath integration service if we have not used it before. But so we will be covering that as well as a part of this demo, right? So we can create a bot which can create a sales order and Salesforce using the extracted information. And then the sales order might include all the details from the approved quotation, right? And any additional customer instruction as well. We can post all the relevant information on the sales order. So that's about the real world use case. So now let's have a look at the prerequisites of using communication mining. And then we will have a brief demo of this real world business use case of to order process. For that, I'll request Faz to share his screen and continue with the next slides.
Yeah, thank you so much, Umesh. I'm sharing my screen. Umesh, please confirm if you can see the screen.
Yes, your screen is visible, guys. Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Umesh. So yeah, hi everyone. So for every new offering, you might experience this like once UiPath include any new product in UiPath family, there are some license, there are some access are needed, right? So my this will require like how you can request this uh, request for this new offering, right? So we have included these point here. So we are going to cover each steps how you can request for this new products so that you can do some hands-on, some POCs around it. Yeah. So currently, this product is not easily available for community and pro trial users, right? If any enterprise already purchased this license, so it will be available for those enterprise. But for those who don't have this access, so they can request the UiPath product team or the license team, and you can share your use cases or POC you are going to represent to your client. And the UiPath team will review your request and they will reach out to you. If they will find they will allow this in community, the comms mining product in your tenants. So once you receive the confirmation, so you will also receive the from AI units. So if you register yourself as a pro trial user, so you will have 5,000 AI units, right? So with 5,000 units, you can use this unit for training or labeling for this comms mining, right? So these units will be available for 60 days. So you can use this unit and all these unit will be consumed at once because uh, if you start your comms mining labeling, so it will require 5,000 data, the basic requirement to start the development or the training the models, it will require 5,000 AI units. And UiPath offer 5,000 units for pro trial user for 60 days. So it will consume at once, right? So make sure once you are preparing your data sets, it should be very clear and crisp so that you need to upload this data again because once you upload, the units will be consumed at once, right? But what UiPath is recommending if you are going to represent something to the client, so you need to use 20,000 data sets. Is the data can be in different format, right? It can be comes from CSV, it can be comes from email, CRM, like Umesh already have added. So there are different connectors are available. We can connect with this forms mining, right? Although you can download your entire email as a PST file and you can upload to the forms mining, right? The data set, like when you got the access, UiPath is not going to provide any kind of data set, like sample data set. So how you can get this data set in order to start the development? So we have added one of the platform, it is very renowned platform for AI ML capabilities. So you can navigate to the kaggle.com. So I will show you how you can download any kind of data from there. So if you are a new user, you can register yourself. If you already have registered, you need to sign in first. So you can your account name here, that is your email ID. So once you logged in, you can download any kind of data. It is not specific with CSV. It is not specific with images. You can download any kind of data. If you are working with any UiPath ML model, like image classifications model or any object detection model, you can come to this platform. You can register yourself and search your data set. So for this comps minings, we are going to use the customer feedback. So you can see a list of dataset will be populated here. You can download as per your requirement. You can go here. You can see some, just scroll down. So you can see, you can download the data directly from here. And you can preview the data set as well. If it is, looks like it will fulfill your requirement, you can download it. Otherwise, you can search another data sets, right? So So once you download this data set, you need to prepare the data so that you can feed this data to the comps mining platform. So data can be look like this. So we will also show this data to you like we have prepared in the CSV format. So data set we are going to use this will require a couple of columns and their data like source ID, subject, body message, sender, recipients, and CC timestamps. So these are from the data set. So I will move to the platform so that we can cover the platform uh, and you can have a look at how we can upload this data into the platform. So once you got the comps mining access, you can navigate to this sections, more option, click on this comps mining. Like once you receive the comps mining access, you need to enable the service first. You can go to the admin, choose your default tenant or maybe tenant name can be anything. You can click on services. So along with all services, there should be a button here. You can add more services from there. If the UiPath team allowed to include these comps mining services, you can include. Yeah, right. So you can see the comps mining is already there. So once you are ready with data sets, so let me show you data set first. I'm assuming you have downloaded data from Kaggle, any public platform, and you have prepared this data and ready for feed to this data set to the comps mining platform. So I'm using around 63 or 70 data set. Just make in mind, once you are ready with data set, so this data will consume your AI units. So each line will consume one AI unit. So if you have thousands of data, it will consume thousands units. So make sure your data should be crisp and clear for feeding. So obviously these data are some kind of fake email ID and all. So we are not using the actual money here for this demo. So these data are ready for feeding to the comps mining platform. So once you navigate to this platform, so you need to create project first. So you can see there is two different button here. One is gear one, another is the notification button. Once you click on this notification button, so you can get all these update relevant to the comms mining. Later, Umesh will cover about this generative AI features the UiPath introduced recently. So you can get all notification by scrolling. You can go and check all this latest update from this. And another button is the gear one, that is the settings one. So once you click on this button, you can choose your data source. You can choose your data from here. You can integrate your data set with any of the services, right? New integration services you can find. So, but for this demo, we are going to use the CSV file. So we will create the project first from here. So click on this gear icon, click on this manage. So you can see there is no button is here. You need to click on this all project. Then new pop-up will appear. You can click on this new and type your project name here. If you want to allow any specific users to come and train or label or discover this forms mining platform, you can choose the user. For now, I'm choosing my account and create project. The project is created with name project 2. Let's come back to the source. Create a new source for this project. Click on this new source and choose the project first. So I have created the project 2. Titles, you can keep your dataset name, like it is coming from CSP, it is coming from integration services. So you can see the project is created, the source is created. Still, we haven't uploaded any data set right away. So there you can see one small icon. It is asking to upload CSV file here. So let me click on this. You can choose your CSV file. Again, I'm saying make sure this CSV is ready for your on mining training. No changes are needed because once you upload this data, it will consume your AI units. So I'm going to upload the sample one. So you can see it has count the file size and the file name. So as we already have a couple of columns here, the comment, subject, and body. So we will map this column with the count mining field. So message ID is required for every integration, every data set. So here I'm going to choose the comment ID and the message column will be body. Time is already there and set subject, sender. As there is no threaded emails, so we are not going to add any columns here. Just click on upload. Okay, so your data is uploaded. You can see UiPath also notifying you will be charged 1 AI unit per created message, right? Let's go back to the accounts mining. The data is already uploaded. Now click on this floor. So we have a couple of tabs here. So I will go one by one. So as we are more focused on the real world scenarios and business use cases, so we are not going to cover like how we can label this data because 3-4 session already uh, posted by some of the MVPs. So we will share the YouTube links in the Teams chat so that you can go and refer this, and we will try to cover more on the business scenarios, right? So as I uploaded only 5,000 records. So this project I have created earlier. So I'm just going to present you that. So data we have uploaded, it is having 500 messages, right? And you can see the score of this model is very poor because of what UiPath is recommending is at least 20,000 data is required in order to train the model and get the good confidence score. So it is as I'm using the demo. So we are just using this 5,000 record because it will also consume the AI units. Like those who don't know about like counts mining and document standing, they can also go to the UiPath Academy and also can follow the UiPath best practice to train the models. So we will also share these link in the team chat so you can register the free training offer by the UiPath in UiPath Academy. So training tab is nothing, just let you know like about the confidence of your model. Discover. So the data which we feed to the model, it will group with similar kind of data into cluster. So each cluster having around 12 pages or 12 verbatims. So verbatim is nothing. Verbatim is each message or each record here you are going to train or label. So trade labeling is very easy. Labeling in terms of document understanding, we can say the taxonomy. So we can create the labels, right? So similar way, need to create it here. So either you can create the label from here, choose your label and click on this smiley icon. And if you want to apply this label to all your verbatims, so you need to click on this apply label. It will apply to your each messages. So if you want to add any specific label to specific verbatims, so you need to click on this add label. You can choose your label, click on this smiley icon. It will be labeled with your, and you can see once you apply the label, the model training is started in the background. You can see. So if you are from the AIML background or you have knowledge about the UiPath document understanding, for document understanding, you need to label first. You need to export the data, then you can go to the training, evaluation, testing. So you need to follow a number of steps in order to train or label the platform. But for comps mining, the beauty of this platform, once you add the label, it will automatically start the uh, training or the model preparation, right? You can see I have available for model number 72. It is trying to prepare for me the 73 with all these changes. So these are from the labeling. So just a high level, you can also refer the recording we will share in the team chat. When it comes to this explore, so you can filter your data or verbatims based on some filter fields here, or you can search any specific labels from here. And if you want to train any specific label, or if you want to teach your model, you can click on teach. And there you can choose the specific label to filter these label, and you can train only this label. So let's click on this account. So once I click on this account, it will filter all verbatims of record uh, based on this account filter, right? So we are having 142 records. So if you want to train this specific record or label this record, we can just click on this one by one, and model training will automatically start from. So for validation, so the similar way you can see the confidence score of your model. So for report, I have another platform. There we have enough data so that I can let you know how the platform will look like if you upload 20,000 records or more than 20,000 records. Let me go back to this. So here you can see we have 31,000 records, and it was uploaded a year back. And we can see the label tree map. Each label having their count and their percentage of the messages. You can see for order label, it is having 16,000 of record. For code, it is having 11,000 of messages or emails, right? So if you want to drill down, so we can click on this order. We can see further. So there we have change. Under the order, we have change. We have amendment. We have cancellations and review. These are some labels. You can just scroll down. You can see from here as well. So if you go into the order, you can see the amendment. In amendment, once I click on this amendment, you can see further. So there we have address changes. You can see from here as well. So these are some details from here. Let me go back to the previous screen so that I will let you know how you can. So once you are ready and your model is ready with good confidence score, it is 75 or 90. So you can start your model, you can stream your model by clicking on this stream so that you can leverage this model with UiPath Studio. So once your model is ready with training, so you provide these information here and choose the model version from here. You can click on this tick icon. So once you click on this, the model will be, so let me provide some detail. So there are some message you can see. Label facilities we haven't started here, so it is not allow us to create these models. So once you are labeled and your model is ready, then you can come here and click on this tick icon, and your model will be ready to consume with the help of UiPath Studio activity. So without further ado, let's move on to the UiPath Studio. So for this scenario, we are going to use code to order. So code will be created on Salesforce and email will be sent to the customer along with attachment or code. And customer will go through the attachment and code and will revert back to this email. And this email will be then further we can use this email as a confirmation or rejection. And we will pass this email to the comms mining to predict the label and entity. Based on the label and entity, we can further pass it to the document understanding to extract the relevant field from there. And once the data is extracted, then we'll pass this data to the queue, and queue will auto trigger some process so that we can post the data into the SAP or Oracle or in Salesforce, right? So let me show you the email, how email will look like. So we are just prepared some email for this demo. So the email will look like this. So we are expecting this email comes from the customer, confirmation of the order along with the attachment. And email format can be anything like will be approved with attachment. It will be like with approval without any attachment, but data within the body message. Yeah, so we are going to use these four emails. Okay, so let me start with the email extraction. So yeah, before starting this forms mining, so UiPath itself offering the template similar to the RE framework or document understanding framework. You can come to the section home, and here you can come to more templates, and you will find the comms mining template from there. So I already created this template, but for this demo, I'm not going to use the template, but let me show how the template will look like. So once you create the template, it will look like similar to the RE framework, but with different templates or the sequences. The workflow will be ready for comms mining tasks. So you can see these are some workflows are ready to use. You can just click on it, and there you can find activities. So you can see all these are ready to use. You can leverage this template for your POCs and end-to-end project. So let me go back to the actual process. So we will start this process by downloading all the emails with the dedicated uh, inbox, right? So these email will be downloaded first. Then we will pass the list of this email to the comms mining. Yeah. So we are iterating through this each email we have downloaded or we have uh, extracted. And here we are going to use, uh, there we have couple of activities that you know about, like how comps mining, how many activities we have with comps mining. Sorry, the system is running a bit slow. So you can see under the communication mining, we have advanced streaming, create record, fetch, and all. But for this demo, we are going to use create record and predict record. So create record, for this create record, there are a couple of mandatory fields that we need to pass. As we have current email, so we are passing the unique ID, the hash code of this email, and the timestamp, the message timestamp, and the body message. So once we create this record in the comms mining, it will return some records. So we are capturing this record with this within this variable comms mining record, and we will pass this record to the predictions. So for prediction, couple of fields are needed. So you need to provide the project name. So we already have created the project in the communication mining platform. So it will auto-populate once click on this drop down. There we need to choose the dataset also and the model versions. Once all these details are provided, we need to provide one more field, that is records we have created in the console mining. So for each email, we are going to create a record. And for each record, we are going to predict it, like what kind of email it is, what kind of label and entities are associated with it, right? So this will also return one variable, that is prediction. So we are iterating through the each labels and recording into the particular variable so that we can record all these data into the Excel file. And further, we can, based on the predictions or based on the label entity, we can pass the data into the document understanding so that DU can extract the relevant field and pass it to the CRM applications. So for this for each, we are going to extract the label. So it will extract all the label associated with this particular email we have picked to the record in the comps mining, right? So this is for label and this is for entity. So label and entity you can cover in the different videos. So label is nothing, is a intent, and entity can be at the record, right? So we can say like the columns, and we have the value associated with column. So labels can be a column, and entity can have this their columns value, right? So we have recorded all the entities and labels and also added into the uh, Excel file. So once these details are available, we will pass the particular document to the document understanding. So for document understanding, like we need to start with the load taxonomy first. So taxonomy we already have created. What field we need to extract from the document? I will show you the document as well, which we are going to pass to the document understanding. And these data will also goes through the human in the loop as well, right? If any confidence are low, then data will pass through the action center and then further it will extract. Yeah. So we are using the digitization and the model we already have prepared in the UiPath document understanding, data extraction, and create document validation. I will run this process and let you know how it is going to run. Export the data, and we are storing this data into the Excel file. Further, like this data we can utilize with the help of any CRM application, right? So the data is available, so we can post this data into the queue, and queue will automatically trigger the process. And process can be anything, right? So we are posting the data into the queues, and it will trigger the process associated with it, right? It can be Salesforce process, can be SAP or Oracle, right? So we are also sending an email along with this attachment. So, so extracted data will look like this. Let me show you. Yeah, so you can see these data are easily available with email, but we are getting this label prediction and entity from conf mining. You can see each email can have multiple labels, right? Payments, it is an individual label. Payment confirmation is also a labels, right? So we are extracting these label and entities. So based on this label, we are passing the document to the document understanding, right? And let me run this process now. Okay. Yeah, the process will start download the email or record it to the variables, right? So you can see in the output panel, it will start it and it will go through my inbox and download the emails you already have seen, the four emails. So it is trying to retrieve all these emails. So we have four email in my inbox. So all email will will pass to the comms mining. So by creating the record, you can see. So current email subject line is this. So you can see the label, it is extracted from the comms mining. So order entity is nothing. So it is processing the another email. So now the email is processed and labels are downloaded from the comms mining. Now the document is passed to the document standing framework. So it is just digitizing the document. And again, the document understanding will also require AI units and licensing. So if you are the pro trial user, so UiPath offer free document understanding services with 5,000 AI units. So it will be available by default. You no need to request for document understanding. So once the digitization completed, it will classify the document and it will pass to the ML model. Then we are creating a document validation action in the action center for human in the loop. So you can see it has stopped here because the document and data is sent to the action center. Let me go back on spine and let me refresh it. So I have one document here. Let me assign to myself. So we can see the confidence here, but customer name is not extracted. So let me add it here and all looks good. Let me check all these fields. And we have some table here. So let me select all tables row, save, continue. Yeah, so it has been processed through the action center. Let's go back to the studio and click on the resume. So it will get the data from action center and based on the data, it will extract the tables from there. There can be two tables for line items, for field items. Sorry, my system is running very slow. Okay. So we can replace this email sending, sending email with queue creation, and queue will automatically trigger the process, right? So you can see the data is ready to submit into the any CRM applications. So that is all about the end-to-end execution from code to order creations. We have created the code into the Salesforce, and we are going to we are going to check this data which is already have posted into the Salesforce, and this part will be going to covered by the Umesh. So these are the data extracted from these attachments, and this data will be reflected in the Salesforce. So now, Umesh, you can take over from here and let us know the how the data will looks like into the Salesforce. I'm just sharing my screen, Umesh.
Sure. So thank you for covering the communication mining and document understanding steps, guys. So I have shared my screen. Let me know if it is visible.
Yes, Umesh.
And you're able to see the Salesforce screen, right?
Yes.
All right. So what happens is, so let's suppose the data which was extracted through the communication mining and document understanding robot, we can feed that data to the queue where once we have the data in queue, right, the other bot which will basically consume this data and process it to create a sales order in Salesforce, right? So we can use that, and for that I have prepared a small a workflow basically just to give you an overview how it will work. So for this, I already have a connector available in the integration service. If you see, right, I have a Salesforce connection already established, and using this connector, we can also create a sales order with the queue item in Salesforce, right? So for this, so you see, this is the integration service activity to connect with Salesforce, and it's the account which is available there. In the object type, I have selected order. If you have any other specific use case, you can select that. And so for this use case, we are basically creating a sales order uh, once the sales quotation is approved. And we can provide the details over here. We can also select, unselect whatever relevant information is as per the process. And once that is done, it can create a record in Salesforce using the data from queue item, and and you can also send a notification as well. So that's how we can create an end-to-end automation using communication mining and document understanding capabilities along with connectors within the integration service. So also, just to give you an overview, like how fast described that the bot can read any email notification coming in any inbox. Similarly, we can have since we already have the connector established, we can also put a trigger so that whenever we receive any quotation approval, right? So let's suppose the trigger that we have created here is using basically uh, this event. So whenever we have a quotation record update, wherever we have any status is approved, once the quotation is approved from the customer, it will trigger the specific process, which will be communication mining process in our case to extract the relevant information. And then it will further trigger the document understanding process. Once the document understanding process is also triggered, all the relevant information is extracted upon sales order approval, we can run the other bot which I just shared to create a sales order in Salesforce using integration service. So that's how we can build a solution around any of the business process using communication mining and document understanding combined both. So coming to the slide, so we already covered the quick demo as well. I hope you you like the business use case, how we covered it, and what stages are involved in the communication mining, and how we can integrate different parts of automation to build end-to-end solution. So we are open to any queries and questions. Feel free to share or post your questions on the chat. We'll be happy to answer your queries. No questions from anyone? I hope we didn't go too fast because we only had 1 hour to cover all these topics, but I hope you all liked or got some understanding of communication mining, how it can be utilized in the business process automations.
And you feel free to reach out to us on our LinkedIn account. If you have any questions, if you want how we can prepare the data set and how we can ready these solutions. So you feel free to reach out to me and Umesh on our LinkedIn. So we will post our LinkedIn URLs so that you can reach out to us.
Yeah, that's all. So sir, the recording will be available on the same uh, community page where the event is published, and our YouTube URL will also it will also be uploaded on YouTube as well. For the resources, I guess we will find the resources on the same community uh, page where this event was published. So you might see this in coming days. The resources will be provided there.
And in the meantime, you all can request the UiPath so that they can review your request for your POCs and any solution you have in your mind. And they will take some time to review and provide the license or the comms mining in your tenants. So in meantime, until we will prepare the resources for you. So in meantime, you can request for the comms mining access.
Yeah. All right, so that was it from this session. I hope this was insightful and you really liked it. And feel free to join this Diary NCR group on WhatsApp, where we keep discussing on the issues that you might face, or we can help you with anything that you need assistance with, right? And we also post the upcoming events links there. Feel free to scan this QR code and be a part of this group. Looking forward to seeing you all there, and we have more exciting sessions coming up, so you will be notified in this group as well. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for participating. See you soon in upcoming sessions as well.
Thank you so much, everybody.
I have some questions.
Hello.
Yeah, sir. Better
Yeah.
late than never.
Yeah. Sorry.
Thank
I'm trying to join the WhatsApp page, but it says that I'm no longer a member. I don't know if I chat in the group.
Is it
Is there a way? Okay.